you're everything I need, a fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? And what if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant for us? I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I need you by my side. I was bleeding, nothing to believe in, leaving all my pressure and mistakes.
Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday stream where, yes, today we'll be talking everything about HQ18. If you've not seen the stream, loads and loads of info, lots of little Easter eggs in there that even I didn't see first time round when I was watching the stream. But yeah, literally today we're going to be talking about HQ18 and everything HQ18. Expectations, things I'm excited for that I know already, things that maybe not excited for, things that I could have thought would have been better, things I expected maybe, and changes that I'll be suggesting in playtest. As I mentioned in the stream, that the playtesters haven't got HQ18 yet, but HQ18 will probably be released to the testers next week. We're balancing HQ18 hopefully in some way. I can't imagine having too much input, but I can imagine that we can maybe change some values. And yeah, looking forward to that next week. So we're talking everything HQ18. We'll be also going through this week's event. Talk about the event, talk about any news in the game as well. But as always guys, if you've got any questions, you're welcome to put in the chat. I'll try and pick it up here and there as I go. And yeah, we'll just have a cool, chill stream. But first of all, as always, let's see who we've got in the chat. I can see some people saying the music's loud, so I'll turn it down a bit. There we go, let me know. Cool. So we've got Stay Puffed, Grind Time, Glahossi and Kilcallinan, William Chowderbury, William Wilkinson, Penny Lancaster. Lots of members in there, and don't forget you've only got what, another week to get your chance of winning a $50 gift card. So all my platinum members, people that sort of, you know, pay a subscription to me, and I offer them a service of a one-to-one. They get access to a private chat and give me sneak peeks of little things that I'm doing. And then I also, when I do my videos with text and I break it down and shorten it because it's quite long, I tend to post that as well. I'm going to start doing that to my members. Posting the full video so you can even see the bloopers and everything else, and posting that for them to see. So yeah, members get access to all that. But if you're a platinum member, then you get in with a shot of a $50 gift card. So that is happening next week. So if you want to be in with a chance of a $50 gift card, then become a platinum member. Plain and simple. We're doing a draw live next Thursday, I think it is. So yeah, cool. Who else have we got in the chat? We've got Lord Avix, we've got E-Rods, Charlie Plays as well. Thanks for joining, everyone. Chris Lewis, how's it going, brother? MD Fram as well, thanks for joining, bud. Just Elite, who else have we got? Andy Swales, thanks for being a member as well. Thank everyone for being members. We've got D-Deck, yeah, Anti-Heal Cores, we'll talk about them shortly as well. Who else have we got in the chat? We've got Chris Harmon, we've got Carnage McIte, Matt Pauly, so we've got Jason Rowley and Matt Pauly. Rolly brothers in tonight. Cool, you made it, well done. We've got Anime and Manga Guy, I think you're quite new to the stream, but welcome. Alpha Tryon as well. Joker as well, Simon Hayes, anyone else, Andrew Stevenson, I think I've mentioned it, yeah. Joseph Cirillo, Ricky Lau, anyone else, Fox the Bomb, thanks for being a member as well, buddy. Richard Trinder, and Bartosz, Illicit Pulse. So yeah, thanks for joining, everyone, appreciate it, yeah. So, let me know in the chat, who saw the stream today? Who saw the Space 8 stream today about HU18? All week I've been literally waiting for Thursday. I've been super pumped, literally looking forward to today. Cannot wait for it, honestly. Every day I've been counting down for the stream where we get some sort of sneak peeks into HQ18. And yeah, so literally today, like, long story short, kids' parents' evening. Is it parents' evening? Mad rush. Took them to McDonald's just as a treat because they did well. Got really good scores and stuff and reviews in their parents' evening. Doing really well in school. So I said to the wife, I'm going to watch the stream while we're at McDonald's. I want to, don't want to miss it. And watched it, and at the start I was a bit like, they're not showing much. They're not giving much away, really. And I still don't think they did, really. I don't think they told us anything really new. We did the new Buildbot cores. We learnt about those, which again we'll be going through shortly. But we knew that we'd be getting certain defences upgraded from the newsletter. We knew that we were getting skins for the base, and they've still not really told us exactly what's going to happen with them skins and how they're going to operate. So we're still not 100% sure. But yeah, a lot of things that, like prime cores, we knew we were getting prime cores on defense, but we didn't actually see how they were going to work. So although we were waiting for this big HQ18 discussion, it didn't really hit the ground running. And I was like, oh, I thought we'd get a bit more than that. I was a bit like, ooh. But again, testing is next week. I'll have a bit more ideas about that. And as always, listen, we sort of have an NDA where I can't discuss anything really without the apes saying. But I do try and give you guys a bit of a snippet first and a bit of a sneak preview. And we're going to do that today about the new combat. We are going to talk a bit about it. I can't show it on the stream. I can't go into details. But I'll tell you the premise behind it. I'll tell you why I like it and why I don't, and obviously give my opinion, first impressions, and then yeah, next week we can probably go into a bit more detail about it. Yeah, Skids at Knockout are getting a new G1 core, kind of. That's in testing at the minute. And Ability 11, we haven't got the Ability 11, and again they said, are we getting a new batch G1 cores? No. I was like, oh, but I get it. They're doing a lot with HQ18. I get it. Are we getting Ability 11 for everyone? For loads of bots? 10 of them? Whatever. No, just this one. Oh, okay. You know, it was a bit lackluster today. I was a bit deflated at the end of the stream, thinking they'd give away a lot more, and they're still holding their cards close to their chest. I understand that because it's not even in playtest yet. Values will change, but you know, they still give some stuff away, which we'll talk about soon, shortly. But yeah. Yeah, there was a lot. Well, yeah, Joseph Trillo. There was a lot in the stream, but not. It was weird. A lot in the stream, but I don't think there was anything that was crazy, like brand new, really, other than the cause. But yeah, it was good. Just lead in while you get all the info today, brother. Ricky Lau, what I don't get is why 5-star Omega Supreme and Overlord is not getting a level increase. We'll talk a bit about that as well, about combiners, because that's a good subject as well. I want to talk about that as well. Yeah. What the hell is that about that bot? When did that go in there? $20 gets you to VIP section. That's old. Don't listen to that, guys. Wow, what's happened there? I need to take that off. That's well old. Don't donate, become a member. You get more for your money if you just become a member rather than donating. But hey. No nose conflicts. No. Did they mention more squad slots? Definitely not, Chip. Definitely not. Okay, let's have a look at the newsletter. So, oh, what's going on there? Oh, give me a second, guys. I settled this up, but then OBS had a bit of a hissy fit and crashed, and so it's just gone off center a bit. There we go. So, Bowie Grana Week Niddy Bong. We are in week 2 of the saga, and who noticed the little Easter egg in today's thumbnail? Who noticed it? What was the thumbnail in today's thumbnail for the for this week's event? Does anyone know? Put it in the chat. What was the little Easter egg? Someone noticed it because someone mentioned it in Discord, and I was like, "You got that pretty quick." I'll give you that one. I was quite impressed. There's a little Easter egg on the thumbnail. Can anyone tell? And if you're not already, then first 3 people to get it, I will put in for the draw for the toy. How's that one? First 3 people to put in chat little Easter egg on the thumbnail. Vadicon. You're already in there anyway. You're already in there anyway. I love all the people that are answering are already in the thing for the toy. Yeah, it was. Yep, it was. It was Mortal Kombat, the video game. Yes, so I thought, obviously they've called it Mortal Kombat on a play on, the old game. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna steal the PNG, the image of Mortal Kombat, and put that on just for a giggle. Yeah, I know Pat Paulette. I know I spelled it differently, but that was sort of part of it. I know it's not the same, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool to put on the thumbnail, really. But yeah, who answered there? So William Wilkinson and Justy Lee. Are you already on the? Are you already on the? If not, hit me on Discord. If you haven't already, about being in the draw for the toy, hit me up and I will put you in with the draw. But yeah, this week's event is Mortal Kombat Alliance Totalizer. 750,000 points, Super XP as always. So up to 500 5-star combat shards. It was 750 in a 1 million point event. They have reduced it down, and then reduced the shards down as well because of it. So hey, up to 2,500 4-star shards, 5,000 3-star shards, and 50,000 premium crystals. And then we got a G Metal power core chip and 6 power core chips as well, and then plenty of combat spark as well as always. Usual battle zones apply, and then we've got obviously the rewards splattered throughout. ending with G Metal Power Core. And then game updates and information. Been a lot of confusion about the well, a lot of controversy and a lot of confusion as well. So just don't forget, guys, that the squad cooldown skip. Be careful when you're using it. Tex has done some cool sort of notifications there, some cool artwork showing you how to use it. But the combiner skip only skips the time it takes. You still need the resources. There was a bit of confusion about that. You know, you still need the resources to actually upgrade it. But yeah, people were not happy about that in the Cyber Pass. I mean, we talked about it the other week. People were not happy. But I get they've got to switch things out. If it's not permanent, then I'm fine with it. But my only big thing was that squad cooldown skips 5 is not enough. There should be a lot more than that. That was my sort of feedback, and I've said that numerous times. But yeah. And as we discussed, HQ 18 is coming. So the new buildings we are getting is headquarters, engine harvesters and storage, alloy harvesters and storage, walls, autocannons, mortars, stasis mines, scanner, and missile launchers. We're also getting 2 buildbot cores, 1 HQ core, and 5 new prime cores for defense. So when this sort of came in the news, this is the first sort of part where it's a bit, I don't know, a bit disappointed really, because I knew we'd get a headquarters update. I knew we'd get that. That's fair enough. Yeah, I knew that would happen. It's not a defense as such, but I knew we'd get that. Yeah, I knew we'd get energy harvest and storage and alloy. I knew we'd get that upgrade straight away in what they're calling, you know, batch, whatever they want to call it, or whatever one it is. I can't remember now. But yeah, I knew we'd get that. Yeah, so that was always gonna happen. Yeah, the scanner. Yeah, that was going to happen because you need to be able to fight in a higher zone, so we were always going to get that. So the only things that were a bit of a surprise were walls, autocannons, mortars, stasis mines, and missile launchers. So that's the only things, only defenses really that's getting an upgrade. So I'm kind of glad walls get an upgrade. I think walls went quite irrelevant for a bit of time, and hopefully with the increased HP of all these, we'll start seeing a bit more of a, you know, more of a time issue. People running 2 healers might need to run 1 and look at different options and things like that. So, you know, I'm glad walls have increased. I am. But then you've got to look that mortars, I mean, I don't know why they increased mortars, because mortars are already powerful as they are, and they're a high priority in wars, especially at Prime League hard mode. So they're going to get taken out anyway. Whether they upgraded them or not, they're going to get taken out pretty much. Stasis mines, we're going to talk a bit later, but it looks like, in terms of with the MSN cores, it doesn't change anything at all. So the upgrade to the stasis mines, if you've got MSN mines, won't make a blind bit of difference really, which is a bit concerning. So we're left with missile launchers, mortars, cannons, and walls. And I just don't think it's enough, really. I just don't think there's a lot of upgrades there, you know. But the big ones is the new buildbot cores, the HQ core, and the prime core, which we'll talk about shortly. But I was hoping there'd be a bit more defenses on it, you know, rather than what we've got. But I knew the MDS weren't coming. I knew they couldn't upgrade the MDS. A lot of people are struggling with that. So I kind of get not doing the MDS. But I thought we'd see shock towers. I thought we'd see shock towers. I thought we'd see turrets. I thought we'd see cannons. I thought we'd see beam lasers, launchers. That's what I thought. Basically, I didn't think we'd see the MDS. I didn't think we'd see spider mines, shield gen, mortars, and that's pretty much it, really. Yeah, and mines. I thought we'd get more mines, but not cool upgrade. Outpost bots. I didn't think we'd get an upgrade, but maybe it's showing on the screen that we will, but I did think it would. So there's a few more things I had to upgrade, but I think they've left a massive chunk of it for the next sort of stage, which is a bit of a shame myself, but hey. And again, defensive titan effects are coming, but they've got to talk about that a bit more. I'm not sure myself how it'll work, but again, we'll try and say as much as we can when we can. But you know, looking forward to that. Well, hopefully it really does work well. Hoping. Bot levels will come to 61. That's a massive positive. Super pleased that I can start leveling bots again. But yeah, super pleased. Combined levels will go to 25. That's really, really cool. Glad about that. Can start leveling my combiners up to 25. We'll talk about which combiners I'm going to level and why shortly enough. Then I got some balance changes as well, which would be interesting. And I can't imagine they're going to change loads of bots and do loads in terms of, you know, balancing all these old bots that aren't relevant anymore. I can't see that. But I can imagine them maybe balancing some defenses, which I'm sure if you watch my stream, you'll know by now. My big thing is the MSM mines need balancing. And for me, yeah, we'll talk about it later, but they just need a bit of a tweak. And the big news again this week was the closure of Forge to Fight. So I did play this for a bit, not competitively, nothing like that. I did spend a bit of money on it, but I played Forge to Fight for a while, but it wasn't my thing. I was never really into fighting games, so to speak, like Tekken and stuff. I didn't mind Mortal Kombat. I preferred Street Fighter personally, but massive Street Fighter fan. Hadouken! But yeah, you know. But yeah, not so much of that button bashing, like, you know, technique, especially. That's how I felt anyway. Forged to Fight. I'm very repetitive, even more so in this game probably. So, but sadly the game closed, which is always sad, regardless of what game it is. So you know, I'm sure a lot of people are quite upset from that. But obviously, Space have sort of jumped on that and said, "Hey, if you want to play a Transformers game, come over to us." So we've had a massive influx of new players. And I said to Dale, like, you know, how many new players have we got? And he said we've had 200 in the last 3 days. That was the game closed. Forge to Fight announced the closure, and in 3 days, had like 200 people come to the game, which is, you know, quite a lot for 3 days. So yeah, so sort of talked about this in play tests as well, and Dale asked our opinions, and we said, like, you know, we need to make it easier for people to get through the HQs, because so many people will get to HQ 10 and then go, oh, this is too much now, it's taking too long. So they've talked about getting through the HQs faster, decreasing upgrade times, increasing the amount of energy and alloy you can get in zones and things like that. And Dale said to us, you know, what do you veterans sort of think about this? Like, is it fair these guys are getting all this help? And we're like, yeah, listen, these guys could be the future of the game. You know, they could be top players one day. So we need to encourage that and sort of bring them through. So I've seen a bit of negativity in sort of Discord today. I sort of had to shut it down a bit. I've had some people saying like, oh, Wales this and Wales that, and Wales don't look after anyone but themselves. I was like, you don't actually realise how much the Wales actually fight for lower level players to have a better time in the game. Because without the Wales, there is no game. Without the big spenders, there is no game. Plain and simple. But what people don't realise is without a community, without a good community, those whales get bored. So although you might be free to play players at low levels, we still interact with each other, we still talk to each other, we still see the chat and join in, and you still need a community regardless. So you need them free to play players to make up the numbers still. You know, without them, there's no game as well. So, you know, free-to-play players is just as important as the whales, and vice versa. You know, they're both as important as each other. So, you know, any way we can sort of help the new players coming through to try and get competitive faster than we did is a good thing. And I'm sure some people will look at that and go like, well, that's not fair. But listen, I remember the times where, we said about this, where you got a 4-star dupe and you got 4-star shards. I remember that. That was a kick in the teeth. You know, you got a 4-star dupe and got 184-star shard. There was no 5 stars. Crazy. Think about back then. You know, the game has progressed so much. Getting to level 50 was an absolute nightmare. Getting to 50. Getting the bot to 50 was like getting a bot to 65. It was a nightmare. Going off single and double XP. Triple XP was like, whoa. And it's nothing like it was. Like, triple XP is in zone 12 as well. Don't forget, that's the top zone that we're fighting in. So yeah, I was impressed. I was like, wow, I've got a bot that can solo zone 12. I think that first bot might have been Star Saber. So, you know, we're going back a bit about there. Going back a bit. But yeah, so what they've done is for all the new players, they've given them 2,500 4-star shards, so basically a 4-star, 50k spark to help them out, loads of alloy, loads of energy on, some cyber coins to buy a build bot, and some premium crystals as well. So super pleased with that. They've also got the cyber pass, they've also got the starter bundle, which we didn't have that when we started. So they've got loads of ways to help them catch up in the game, and I'm super pleased. Yeah, some of it does cost money, I get that. It's not very expensive, but it does. But you know, we are offering people ways to get better faster. You know, and money is the answer most of the time, let's be honest. It is in most games, but we are giving people the option, which I'm super pleased about. And then, as I said, we've got a toy giveaway, so we're going to be doing some giveaways. Well, not some giveaways as such. We're going to be doing some sort of like quick fire trivia in the chat. So if you are a platinum member, then please don't answer, because I've got a list here of everyone that's already in the draw. So if you know you're in the draw for the toy, then please don't answer. All you're gonna do is give the answer to people anyway. That's all you're gonna do. But yeah, if you're a platinum member, you're already in the draw, and there's I think like 23 names already. 25 with the 2 we did earlier. So throughout the stream, maybe in Discord, we're gonna fill in those 30 names. We're all gonna give these names in, and we're gonna give away a toy between all the content creators. But there's other ways to win as well. And I've said, listen, if you know, if I win it in Discord or something, hey, I'm keeping it. But I sort of said that, you know, I've been putting suggestions in Discord and saying this is what I want to see in the game, and saying to people, come and vote for it, come and vote for it if you agree with it. So I've said, if I win a toy through that, through my suggestions, then I'm going to give it away in stream. I'm not going to campaign for people to, you know, to come and vote for my thing and then keep the toy. It's not really fair, is it, that I've got that sort of influence. So if I do win because of that, then I will give the toy away. But if I win through obviously Discord competition, then I'll keep that for myself. But yeah, they are giving some toys away, so take a look out for that. Pretty cool. I did win a toy off Dale. I did get one. What did I get? What did I get? Oh, I got Dinobot. Yeah. Back when I actually liked him. I don't like him as a 5-star. But yeah, I got Dinobot off Dale, which is pretty cool. So yeah. In fact, I got 2 off Dale actually. Because they sent one in the post, and I had to keep them in the box. I like to keep them, you know, as keepsakes. And the box was just smashed. I don't know what the delivery guy had done, but it was absolutely smashed. And I said to Dale, I was like, it wasn't like that when you posted it, was it? And it was like broken, holes in it and everything. And he's like, oh my god, no. He goes, I'll get another one sent out. So I've got one Dinobot just out of the box. Then I've actually got one in the box, which was, you know, pretty cool. But yeah. But thanks to Dale for that anyway. Then we've got my video in the newsletter with the 5-star wish list, to go and check that out, as well as all your other content creators: Avo, DJ Hart, NJ Hoist, Grind Time Soldier, Sunstreaker, Wozza, which is me obviously, and all your other content creators that aren't official content creators as well. That was like a disclaimer, wasn't it? Pretty quick. Then we've got Community Corner. I do like the luggage, pretty cool. A couple of a drawer, and then they had this in Discord somewhere. We were trying to like do like like, you know, name this cat or something. I don't know. Daisy posted it. I don't know. And then bug fixes. The only thing we've got right now is a crashing issue. I did pass a bug on to Dale. This might be a bit of a shock to some people. This is why it's important that before you write off a bot, me included, go and run the numbers. Go and check it, because I was using Double Dealer as part of the video that I did about bots that I would like to see, and I was testing him, thinking like, you know, I wonder what damage he does like in this situation and this and that. And I was actually testing his damage, and I don't think he's doing as intended. I think he's doing less damage than he should be. So I have actually passed it on to Fabian to have a look at it. And I know he's got a big list of jobs to do, and I will chase it up next week. But yeah, so if that's true, then Double Dealer will be kind of getting a buff, and that might explain why back when we were doing testing for him, we said this is awful, and Fabian was like, no, listen, this bot stats through the roof. And we were like, what? It ain't. It really isn't through the roof. It's awful. So, you know, the rocket is pretty decent, but it's the toxic mission was pretty awful, really. Damage over time, not a lot of damage, but it's not a lot of damage because it wasn't stacking on top of each other. So when you hit it, so when you use swoop, this is what I've seen anyway. So when you use swoop, and it does say 300 damage, so it goes 300, 300, 300 to each target. Then it hits another target, so it's done 600, 600, 600, 900, 900, 900, right? But because it's damage over time, what I think it was doing was it's supposed to be like 500 damage over time for, say, Double Deal. So 500, 500, 500. So instead of doing 500 as well, which is 1,000, what it was doing was it was overwriting the initial damage. Oh, thank you, Hayes1345 for becoming a member. Thank you. So instead of doing the damage of 500 plus 500, because it was damage over time, it seemed it was doing 200 plus 500. So instead of 1,000, it was only doing 700, then 700, then 700. Then instead of doing 1,500, it was doing 200 plus 200. So it's knocking that one down to 200, then hitting 500. So instead of doing 1500, all of a sudden it's only doing 900, 900, 900. And that was sort of what's happening. It was sort of eliminating the original burn. So instead of that burn carrying on to 500, the burn was stopping and then a new burn was starting. So the burn wasn't carrying on past it. So that's what I've sort of seen and looked at. So I'll pass it on to Fabian to have a look at it and see if it's working as intended or not, and he'll take a look at that hopefully soon. So yeah, I will get a bit of a buff to double dealer hopefully. And then we've got the Saga spaced out as we saw last week over the 6 weeks. So they said that we'll probably see the HQ 18 drop around here. So you're looking at the middle of November, I think they said. Or was it here? Beginning November. Yeah, beginning, middle November. Will definitely be November now. It won't be the next week or two. It's talking like 3 weeks. But they have said that, you know, in next week they're going to be doing the trick or treat. If you don't know what they are, tend to buy some crystals, and they either have something like really good, like 5-star or 5-star combat shards, or a Kremzeek. So something really good, a treat, or something nah, which is a trick, which is like 10 Kremzeek or something, whatever. So yeah, they're pretty good last year though. And then obviously we've got the Black Friday weekend. So as I've said earlier, watch out for that, because last year they did a bit of whoopsie, and they've actually repeated it a few times, where one of the bundles wasn't giving quadruple value, but 8 times the value, and I was like, buy. I bought quite a bit. I was like, I'm taking a lot of, you know, advantage for this, and that's probably helped me in my 5-star pulls, because I think I got an extra 1.5 5-star pulls from them bundles. So I got that many 5-stars in it. Absolutely crazy amount of 5-stars, but there was a crazy amount of crystals. It was something like 800 crystals that I opened or something, 700 crystals. And I opened half from off screen because I can't sit here for half an hour just opening crystals. I can't. It's boring. So I actually opened half of them, but then that put me ahead for the next bundle of 5-stars. So I had like 3 pulls. So then I pulled 3 of the batch and got the bots I wanted. So then I could start saving again, and I've started saving for this batch, and now I've got 3 pulls again for this batch. So you know, from that it's sort of filtered on. So yeah, you know, I never really advocate people spend too much money on this game, but there's certain things that are good value. Black Friday, I imagine you're going to be doing 4 times the value. But just look out for that. I think it's 2014-15 bundle, I think it was. It's got like Ultra Magnus in it, Laser Optimus in it. Who else is in it? I can't remember who was in the batch now. I'd have to look. But Ultra Magnus is definitely in it, and Laser Optimus, because I got loads of shards. I actually got a dupe from the shards, the character shards from them. But yeah, those two definitely in it. I'm sure it's like a 2016 best of bundle. Anyway. It is double the value of all of the bundles, so not just 4 times the value, but 8. So that is something I would definitely look at buying. Again, Cyber Pass, starter bundle. Those are guarantees I would definitely buy. But outside of that, it's your choice. And then right at the end, we've got the new bots. No idea what they are yet. Not a clue. Not even in testing. Not a clue. I'm hoping it's something around the ideas in Discord, which is good, you know, to get some ideas from the community and put it in. And I think I'm actually off that weekend, so I'm debating whether to run or not. So yeah, we will see. Let's just do that. Get them out of there. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's have a look at the chat and then see where we caught up before we go into HQ 18. Also, what Phil's just come in. It's okay, bud. I'm glad you could join. Fox the Bomb. What's up, Will? Simon Hayes. Wozza, what bots will use your upgrade skip on? 167 is open. Don't forget the upgrade skips are for lab time. Not for a level, so it's lab time that they'll skip for. So most of my bots are through the lab now. So mine's XP. Which bots will I use XP on? I was thinking about this today. I'm still not sure. I need to really have a think about this. Do I do it on cup, But I don't think I get a good enough advantage with that. I don't. 6 squad I don't think needs it. We'll go through my bots later and I'll sort of think like who I'm thinking and why not. And yeah, I'm still a bit unsure really, but I think I know them. Chris Hammond's put the anti-heal build bots are worthless. Well, we're going to talk about that as well. So yeah. Just sort of skipping through the chat, guys, and then we'll, yeah. Chips put the Forge to Fight close because we're weren't enough squad slots. I love it. I love it. Love it. Oh my god, what's this? Oh my god, this bot is old. Let's try and hit 4,000 subs by 2022. Well, you're 9 months too late and almost 500 people too late. So yeah. Oh my god. Oh, is this yeah, wow, yeah. Charlie Players said he wants lower HQ skip bundles. Not a bad idea, actually. Not a bad idea. You should put that in to Dale. It's not a bad idea if people are willing to spend, yeah. Because yeah, it's too much to coin HQs and stuff. It just costs quite a bit. But I presume that will be their angle, that they have coins for that. But yeah. Yeah, Fadercon's but he bought about $400 worth on FTF and played for about a month and quitting the game's best decision I made. Yeah, I didn't spend that much, but yeah. Maybe $100 at a push over time, but yeah. Also, Phil, Wozza went up against you in war a couple of days ago. How did you find my base? Obviously, I was commander in that war, so yeah, let me know how you found my base. Did you beat it? Did you beat it on hard? Was it in cyber though? If you can beat my base on hard mode in primary, then you've done well. It's a good base, it is. It really is. And if you want to copy a base, then you're more than welcome to copy it. You know, I'm not. There's no copyright, guys. Just copy it. It's fine. You don't have to ask. Just do it. It's fine. But you know, if you do copy my base, just let me know how it goes. You know, have you made any changes to it? Why did you make them changes? Because I'd like to think that I've thought of everything. But hey, there's always room for improvement. So yeah, if you have copied my base, let me know if you've changed it and why, and I might be able to tell you why you shouldn't change it. Or I might be able to go, yeah, I'll give you that. Yes, that is it. Action Whale, thank you. Grimlock, Ultra Magnus, Laser Optimus, and no, it wasn't Snarl. It wasn't Snarl. It was someone else. But yes, you are right. Grimlock was in it because I got loads of Grimlock duplicates, and I got a Grimlock crown from it, I think. Yeah. That is the bundle though. Grimlock, Ultra Magnus, Laser Optimus, and someone else. It wasn't Snarl. Who was it? I'd have to look and find out, but yeah. Matt Paul literally just managed my first 300 in Prime League. Congratulations. Second ever Prime League war as well. You need one of Wozza's t-shirts. You mean the I-300 Your Mom t-shirts? Actually, well, I'm excited for 67 just because my dead end's being super close. 65. Good. You know, you haven't wasted any XP on yours. I'm glad. Because mine's wasted a lot of XP. MD Prime beat the 4-star Scorponok. Nice. Yeah, send me some pics because I haven't beat it yet. But then I only bought one bundle for the catch-up thing. So yeah, I'm still level 9. So yeah, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. Also, Phil said it took you 3 times to beat it on hard mode in cyber. But yeah, 250. See, I'll take that. Yes, illicits, got it. Yes, that is it. Grimlock, Laser Optimus, Ultra Magnus, First Aid. That is definitely right. Yes. Look out for that bundle, guys. Look out for that bundle. That is the bundle. Thanks, illicit post as well. Yeah, that is it. Cool. And Ricky Lau got 4-star Vadus Prime. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, same illicit pulse. I got so many G metals from it from dupes. It was quite crazy, really. It was quite crazy. But okay, let's go into HQ 18. Well, we're not gonna look at HQ 18. We're gonna look at my base, but we'll talk about HQ 18. We're gonna look at some shots. Okay, so what I've sort of done is I've sort of broken the stream down a bit and took some screenshots of some things that I think will be relevant, some things to sort of note down, and you know, just something like that. So the first sort of picture I've got is a picture of the harvesters. So we obviously knew they're getting an upgrade. They obviously getting an increase in health and resources, how much they get, and whatever else. But yeah, 18 days. I mean, that is up for debate. I would like to see that decrease personally, but 18 days is a long time. 8.7 million energy, which means you can upgrade it obviously without upgrading anything else. So you know, 8.7 million you can sort of store now. And 80k Zen is quite cheap, but personally, I might upgrade these eventually. If people start timing out, I might start upgrade these. But I get most of my resources from actually battling, so they're not vital. Don't use your skips on these guys. Don't, honestly. I would probably leave these till last, to be honest with you, unless people are timing out, and then the HP comes into play. You know, it's an extra 1,000 HP. Well, 1,100, you know, and you times that by, is it 8? You know, that's an extra 8,000 HP that they've got to get through in the base, so that will help in terms of time trap. But if you're not running a time trap, if, you know, people aren't timing out, there's no point in upgrading them, really, guys. Honestly, you're going to get more resources from, you know, from your battles. So, but yeah, but an upgrade in HP nonetheless. So an upgrade to energy and storage is an LB 8,300 HP. So I did say in my last stream that Helm will do about 9,000 damage per target. So a good tactic would be, you see a lot of these people will put these high HP buildings to the right of their base. So if your Titan loses, they're going to hit those. So a good tactic for Helm could be, you can put Helm in that area there and he will literally wipe out that entire section. Not including that he does good damage anyway, but you know, that's why we should vote for a 5-star Hound. That's why. But you know, and again, these time traps, these all high HP buildings, if we do see time traps, then a 5-star Hound would be absolutely immense. Not including obviously the range he has. But yeah, big advocate myself for a 5-star Hound, and I've done a little poster, a little promotional poster that you need to look out for. I've sent it to Tex, and I was like, Tex, you need to post this when we start voting for this 5-star. But yeah, vote for Hound. Vote for Hound. Vote for Hound. Vote for Hound. That's enough of that. But you see there, you know, 5.5 million per storage. Obviously, 3 storages, which means about 15.9 million energy on to be able to store, which is an upgrade from, I think it's about 11 mil now. So yeah, and 8,300 health. Same with the alloy storages, exactly the same. So the next thing we saw was the missile launcher. So I've sort of written down a few things. So looking at this, the initial HP of a launcher is 6,120, and here it shows 7,920. So you know, quite a decent upgrade. You know, quite a decent increase. You're looking at about a 30% HP increase, which is quite a lot, really, 30%. And you can see there, a lot more alloy than Energon needed to upgrade that, and 145,000 Zen, which is quite a bit really for a defense. It might not seem a lot, but when you times that by 10-12 defenses, it starts to amount of like 2 million Zen you're gonna need. So it's quite a bit. Not much of a damage increase. I mean, it's all right, yeah, but per second. But not. But let's be honest, missile launchers don't hit hard, really, do they? Let's be honest. But it all depends on Prime League effects, really, doesn't it? Just saying. But yeah, look out for the new Prime League effects. They are in testing and looking interesting. There you can see there, that's the upgrade from 6120 to 7920. Then we've got a Harvester, same 80k and 8.7 million upgrade. Then we've got a Helios Harvester, so there won't be any upgrade to the Helios Harvester. That will be as it is for the time being. They sort of showed the colour change. They sort of showed the colour changes of all the HQ 18 variants. They didn't actually show, like, you know, what it will do, but just sort of showed the colour change. Then we went on to the Autobots, and that showed a picture of the cannon. They only flicked on it quite quickly, but obviously this has got an armor core, so I've had to do a bit of maths. But a cannon is currently 7,320 health. And the new health will be 9,804 without an armor core. To give you an idea, that'll be the new HP for armor. For autocannons. Again, you can see the values there. That a lot of alloys. So you're gonna find for defenses, you're gonna need a lot of alloy. So you know, I wouldn't go in there and spend loads of alloy on your wall straight away. Save a bit for defenses maybe. Because what you don't want to do, you don't want to run out, because you got to think that I've had this in previous HQs where I've wanted to upgrade defense, I've got no alloy, and I've had to battle and battle and battle and do quite a few battles, and especially if you're not hitting zone 15, if you're hitting zone 14, that's going to take a long time, guys, and time away from everything else, you know, to get them resources, and your base upgrade slows down. So try and keep some alloy in reserve. So I'll be upgrading some walls. And again, we'll go from my base and I'll sort of explain what I'll be upgrading, maybe, and why. Just a few thoughts and just spout a few things. Yeah. Then we've got the mortar. So the mortar will be increased, it looks like, from 6120 to 8760 to almost 9,000 HP. So again, the apes have sort of said that the testing ground for this was Prime League hard mode, and that'll be the sort of new level. So if you can one shot and take out these in Prime League hard mode, then you probably look at the same for the basics of Prime League. Bit of a clearer picture there. Then you can see there, I mean, this is not coming at the launch of HQ 18. This should be in phase 2, I believe, I think. But yeah, sort of phase 1, again, we're looking at mortars, launchers, cannons. I'd imagine that, you know, everything else will come in phase 2. So phase 2, you will have a fully upgraded HQ 18 base. And then I imagine phase 3 will be HQ 18.5. So we'll actually see new defenses brought in phase 3. It gives the apes time to build them, and and whatever. It gives them also time to see how HQ 18 settles in. So I am glad they're doing it in stages. I do agree with that. I just think that there should have been a bit more from phase 1, and then phase 2 and phase 3 could have been a bit smaller maybe. But yeah, I think now phase 1 and phase 2 is pretty much 50-50 split, where I would have preferred a 70% increase, because it's going to be time as well before everyone upgrades these things. It is going to take time. It's going to be months before we see fully upgraded, phase 1 bases. So, but yeah, this upgrade is showing just a 3% troop HP increase. Not much an increase in DPS. Just a 3% increase in health, which is not that much, to be honest with you. I'm not impressed with that. But again, that's all down to testing. I'll be suggesting a lot bigger troop HP personally. I think it should be like 75%. I really do think it should be a lot higher. And make outposts a bit more relevant again, a bit more dangerous. But again, that's on bots and how they make them and decisions and all that. But yeah, but that's not on this release. That's to come later. Then we've got the motion sensing mines. So it was a bit unclear, but basically, if you upgrade the mine, you can see there it's upgraded into 6.75 seconds. So I think as you upgrade the mine, it will increase the time that a bot is stuck in there and it can't transform, which is all well and good, but there are certain bots that negate these. So Blur and Elita, because of a core extends past the timer of a motion sensitive mine. I imagine it still will. So the question you got to ask is, how are they going to counter Blur? These are not working as intended in that sense. Even the upgrade, no. The time will be relevant to flare mines. They'll increase for longer, and the glass gas mines, so they'll extend in time. But in terms of motion sensing mine, upgrading them, I don't think it'll do much for the MSN. I'm going to do it in testing. I'll upgrade 1 or 2 and see, but I'll let you guys know. But I don't think upgrading it to HU18 will do much for the MSM. Again, it all depends on what the Titans will do to these as well. But I'm not too sure about that. But again, they sort of said in the stream as well. So they said in the stream that there won't be any new defenses, but there might be some new defenses. So we will talk about that again shortly. But yeah. That's just a picture of the upgrade of the Fort Max base in blue. Pretty cool, gotta say. And then we came on to the new core. So this one is the HQ core, which is EMP Defense Bolt. So they describe this as similar to the point beam, that it does damage to one target, whereas this does damage but also disables. So I can't imagine anyone using defense beam when we got this. If this does the same damage as defense beam, then this is just basically just eradicated this, which I'm not fond of. You know, I would rather this do 0 damage but stuns for a bit longer. But then I got to think about this, and there's one big problem with this, is that a lot of players cup Lagoon, and a lot of players are absolute a-holes and put like Mind Wipe in an outpost. Not because he's good, because they stop people from leveling. And I don't get that at all. I get it's trolling, a bit of a joke, but you don't get any feedback from that. In an event, you don't know how many people beat your base. You don't know how they beat it. You don't know how many. You have no idea. So it doesn't mean anything to you, people beating your base with a cup Lagoon. You're just stopping other players from progressing as fast. And it's a bit sour, I think, really. You know, it's not really nice. So people put Mind Wipe in outposts, you know, and they put like, they activate the combiner outposts, and they put spider mines around the HQs, try and stop cup Lagooning. Let's be honest, if we wanted to help each other, we'd be putting the HQs at the front. Let's be honest. But be careful if you're going to do that you're not in a war. Just keep that in mind. But, you know, so now all they're going to do is equip these as well. You know, if it does damage, only stuns 3 seconds, but that's still quite a bit for Cup, really. You know, when he's in his shield and stuff like that, it stops his damage a lot. If you take away damage and increase this stun, then it's making it even worse for Cup Lagooning. But if they keep it with damage and stun, then it's going to pretty much make point beam irrelevant. So my discussion is not to release this core. I'm not a fan of it at all. I think they should buff current cores. I don't think the HQ defense core needs a buff. I would personally say that the HQ core should negate all ability damage, 100% of it. I think it negates a big chunk of it, not 100%. But yeah, and so you got to beat it with DPS. But the point beam and the flame Omni Flamer needs upgrading maybe. But I'm not a big fan of this EMP defense bolt. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll wait and see for that. The next one, we kind of knew it was coming. I've been campaigning for this for so long. Is ray blockers. Now, I'm not sure where I sort of stand on this. So, prevents nearby enemies from being healed. Area effect increases by X amount, so it will increase over. So it'll be an area one. Does not affect power core provider protection. So just put in the chat. So what would you rather have? So from the sound of this, it sounds like it stops healers, but things like Micronus, Rejuvenate, Combats, all these that increase healing will still work, but they just stop healers. So if you were a non-healer team with loads of healing in it, so you've got Singe and Stripes and Micronus and Trax, the healing will still work as it is. But, or would you rather have all healing reduced? So say all healing reduced by 40%. Say. What would you rather have? Healers blocked and everything else work? Or all healing reduced rather than blocked? Let me know in the chat. But yeah, I'm on the fence with this one. I don't know which one I prefer. Healers negated or all healing reduced. So I'm yet to give feedback on this, so we'll have to wait and see. But let me know in the chat what you think. And the last one is Fireproof Dome. And I was a bit like, I don't get this, and a bit confused. So you got Fireproof Dome, but then we've also got Acid, which is linked to Fire for the cons. So are they going to do an Acid-proof Dome for the cons? What happens if you attack with your ult squad and you have masking? And I don't know, I've got a few questions about this. But prevents nearby buildings from fire damage. So 14%. And as you upgrade it, obviously that will increase. But I don't think there's much fire damage in the game, really, is there, really? I don't think so. Area effect increased by X amount, which is double what the anti-healing was. And the build bot is immune to fire damage. So, the thing I don't like about this is, so we've got these new cores. So the anti-healing core, I can imagine that being used. Are you going to unequip the anti-stun core, which is Sea Spray and Bumblebee, which are amazing bots, you know, bots like that, Laser Optimus. Are you going to equip that, or equip an anti-hack core, which is obviously Blades and, you know, Perceptor and bots like that? for this. Are you going to unequip the FFD for this? No, you're not. And I understand what they're saying. So in the stream they said the reason they're doing these is to increase choices, so you have a choice how to defend your base. But how you will choose to defend your base will depend on the meta and bots available. So the reason that the FFD is so, prominent in the game is because Trax is so good. If Trax was not as good, people would not use FFD. So we use defenses depending on what bots people are attacking with. Yeah? So the FFD is going to stay. Blades, massively powerful. Sea Spray, Bumpy. So people are going to use anti-EMP cores, Lightning Rod cores. They are going to use the cores. They are going to use anti-hack cores. They are going to use them cores. But that's why we don't see the healing cores as much. Because the only one that really want to start with the healing cores is Warpath, really. And I don't think he's a guarantee win. He's a good bot, don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't say it's a problem. I wouldn't say Warpath needs a counter. Warpath has his use. But it's quite expensive to use at the start. And, you take out a few defenses out, a couple of build bots. Yeah, good value. But then you start with less ability points. So I understand there's a playoff, and I like that. I like an attack where you're like, well, I can do this, but it's going to cause an issue where this is a counter side to it. I know you can help sort of hit 3-point buildings with Warpath and all that, but I don't think Warpath attacks are massively overpowered. Where I think without the build bots, Blades would be and things like that. So I'm happy with I'm happy with the healing build bots being less relevant in the game. I understand that, but there's no way anyone is going to equip the fireproof dome the way it is. There's not enough fire in the game. So as soon as you think fire, you're talking Rust Dust, you're talking Sunstreaker. I'm sure you can list a few more fire bots in the chat. But the point I'm making is there's no real bots that are amazing Goldfire, but most of these are not in meta already because it's fireproof and things like that. It sounds to me like they're just trying to sort of combat Top Shot in a way and maybe nullify him, Top Shot and Fireline, but it's not the way to go about it. It's really not. And I don't know about this. This fireproof dome I think needs scrapping or changing or something. Not fire damage. I don't know. It does need changing though, because there's not enough fire damage in the meta to warrant it. You look at a problem and you go, this is a problem, we need to address it, let's do this. But again, you sort of when they brought out the anti-hack bots to reduce Blade's effectiveness, they nullified Perceptor. They really did. And they're sort of going to do the same again with this. To nullify Top Shot, they're really going to nullify some average bots that do fire damage. So I'm not too keen on this personally, but that'll be my feedback. But let me know what you think in the chat. Then we went on to the Prime cores. We'll come back to the chat in a minute and go through it, but these are the Prime cores. So this is the Alchemist Prime. So this is all of your attacks heal you for 5.5% of the damage done. So you're probably looking at 3 times the value of what a self-repair gives you. That is crazy. That is crazy. If that goes up by the 0.5 per level and it's 20 levels, wow. You're talking maybe 3 or 4 times. That's going to heal very, very quickly. So basically, if you don't one-shot this defense, it's going to heal. Imagine that on an MDS. That's where mine's going. That will go on an MDS. Crazy. But again, I'm looking forward to that, because it's sort of saying to you, listen, you're not going over with Sea Spray a couple of times. No. You go over Sea Spray, it's going to go back to full health again. You've got to go one shot, or combo, one shot. And I do like that. I'm loving this Alchemist Prime core. If it does increase by that much, it pretty much goes back to full health again like that. You've got to one shot it. Again, it's bringing a bit of strategy into the game. Love that. Megatronus. Nearby foes deal 50% of your damage every second. I'm hoping this is huge. My feedback will be this needs to be a big area. So you really need to take it out. And it's going to do damage over time. And it's going to keep eating at all your team, while you get closer. If it's just in a small area, then it's not going to do much. 52% of your damage every second. Then I suppose it depends what you put it on. But there's certain defenses you're not going to take it off. But, it's going to be in a big area. It does. But got potential. My Cronus, so I said this is, look, restores 5.5% health to all nearby allies every 5 seconds. They said this is going to be like the healing cores, but a lot bigger. Now, I said the healing cores need buffing, but I am more than happy just to have my Cronus in instead. Super pleased about this. But again, this is going to restore like 10% health, same as the Alchemist Prime Core. So maybe you might have to use Wheeljack to get through this quicker, because if not, you get pounded at this area for ages trying to get through. But again, maybe you just take out that defense. Just take the defense out somehow and stop it. You'll have your choice. Next one, Liege Maximal, so nearby bots are hacked. So again, I would like this in an area. So I'd like this and put an area around it, a visual area of Liege. Maybe with the Liege sign, that'd be pretty cool. And my Cronus sign, like you sort of see when, you know, a bot's got my Cronus attached. And if you go in that area, your bot will be hacked. The next one that walks in, he will be hacked. The next one, and they'll keep getting hacked for 5.5 seconds, but then they can't get hacked again. Obviously, once they're hacked once, that's it. But maybe 12 seconds of being hacked. That's crazy. You know, you've got to take that out. And I like this where, like the MDS, you look and go, I have got to take that out. I need to take that out. My issue is how that'll work in lower HQs, though. That's all I'm worried about is Prime Cores, but that's something we need to talk about in playtest. But super, super excited. I hope they are really, really powerful like they are on offense. And this one, this is actually my most favourite. I like things where there's a bit of thought put into it and a bit innovative. So Alchemist, Megatronus, Micronus, Liege, quite easy really. We knew what they were sort of going to do. But when I came to Amalgam, I was like, it's going to be interesting, you know. I wonder what they're going to do with this. So they've put, it's going to increase damage against airborne targets. I love that. I love that. Does that mean we're going to get more, you know, anti-air in the game maybe in some way? That's a big question. But against airborne targets, the only problem with this is that at first I thought, oh, I'll put it on a turret. Yeah, and they can just slice them out of the air. But you can't equip a Prime Core and the anti-air core. So the turret won't hit them in the air. So that's a bit of a worry. But still a really good idea. But the big one for me is, and increased damage against transformed bots. So things like Cheetor and Twin Twist, bots like that, bots that transform, even Laser Optimus, this will make them do a lot more damage against them. So before you want to use a bot's ability, you've got to think where this Amalgamous Prime Core is. Super, super pumped. This is the one big thing from the stream I was like, wow. Super, super pumped for these. I can't believe. I'm really, really looking forward to these Prime Cores. That is it. But yeah, let me know, what do you think of all them Prime Cores and HQ Cores and defense upgrades? So let's have a look in the chat what everyone's been saying. A lot of people talking what they've got in alloy and energy and storages. I've got quite a bit. I'm not even counting mine. I mean, I've got a lot, but yeah. Some people that have got more than me, maybe. What's that? 500 mil. So yeah, quite a bit. Still bought adaptive shielding. Still leagues above. Yeah, I prefer adaptive shielding. That's what I have on mine. Yeah, I prefer that as well. What will blades do to that? If you can hack the age max, I don't know. Nothing, because it can't be hacked. Metabear, new content should always be better than old content. It's true, it should. Always, I've said that. That is a quote. I should get out of the t-shirts now. New content should always be better than old content. Always. Oh, I get you about the HQ core. Yeah, but it shouldn't. But what you can't do is you can't bring out Cybertron Charge and then bring out an Ultra Cybertron Charge. You know, that's not really fair. Is it? You're just replacing it. So they replaced the HQ beam with a new HQ beam. No, bring something out that does something different, something better, but a bit different. Let's just bring out the same thing again and go like, oh, this is better. Like, do you know? This is why I don't like skids, because it's just Rust Dust 2.0. It's just laser. You know, bring out something different that's better. You know, skids is better than Rust Dust. That's fair enough, but make it different as well. You know? Fadecon's put all healing blocked. Ooh. Jason Rollins put reduced. Just Elite puts reduced. Simon Hayes put reduced. MD Primes put reduced. Volcanicus all healing. But yeah, in at the point, Volcanicus, that it targets everyone. But don't forget, you can take that Billbot out. Don't forget, that's always my counter argument. Just take the Billbot out, then it's no longer a case. Now, if it's a mine, I'd kind of understand your argument that you can't take mines out. So I kind of get that, but it's a Billbot currently. So I don't know. Jason Rollins, it's a hidden lead. There's going to be more fire abilities soon. Yeah, but again, I hope not. I hope it's not like, right, listen, we brought this thing out about fire, so let's bring everything fire out for the next 6 months. It's the wrong way to do it. You know, you should be bringing the fire out and hiding the fact and not going all hot, because it's just fire, 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 fire. And you're like, well, what about some difference in there? Again, no, don't just keep it all the same. You know, we need some variety. Fadecon's got a good point. So how many more Billbot cores they're going to bring out for? They bring us more Billbots. I don't think they will, sadly, because the HU increases. It means then you can upgrade more defenses, unless they change the total way it works. But I don't know. I'll try to put it will be more valuable if it's against acid as well. Well, maybe it will, but then there's not much acid really in terms of bots, is there? Not in Autobots anyway. There's not a lot. Double dealer, skydive, pipes. That's about it really. Yeah, Volcanic's got a good point. They already have Titan perks to reduce fire acid damage. We don't need Billbots to do it as well. That's a good point actually. Yeah. Sits going with a heat speaking missiles. Heat seeking missiles. Yeah, I know. Fadecon is drill harm proof. Actually, when I put medic blocker with HU 18 defenses, my 30k team is already shaking me out my boots. See, I'm not. See, I'm like, man, I'd probably just 300 still. That's not good, is it? Actually, we'll put MDS will practically have Alchemist and Amalgamous for me. Yeah, they probably will. Everyone is going to be putting these prime cores on their MDS, no doubt. But you got to think, guys. Who said, you know, make sure you're saving your prime core shards? You can all thank me now. It's fine. You know, I said this months ago. I said save your prime core shards. And there are people out there in top alliances, not saying no names, that, you know, are still like, yeah, I've spent all mine. I used them on G metals. And you're like, oh, why? Why did you do that? Why? No, I've been saying for months, save your prime core shards. And then someone wanted to put, well, why? I was like, because the new prime core defense is coming out. This new prime core defense is coming out? Yes. Yes. Oh, I wish I would have known that sooner. Well, I've been saying it for months, but hey. Yeah, Sean McKee has put no, but it can go on the plasma MDS for the anti. I think it means amalgamous. But that's if you want plasma on your base. It depends on the setup as well, doesn't it? But I like that though. I like this giving you options though. I like it. Yeah, action well for plasma cannon with amalgamous with 100% damage to airborne targets. Titan perk would stack up pretty fast. I hope so. I hope so. Penny Lancaster, it feels like we're being pushed to certain bots. No, I think you're being pushed to certain bots on certain layouts, depending what people choose. You know, we've got anti-stun cores there, you know, but, you know, it all depends. You know, if people use them cores. If they choose to use anti-heal, then my C-Spray will have a field day. And then if they don't, and they choose anti-stun, then I'll just walk. And then if they use the anti-stun cores, and they use the anti-heal cores, then I'll hack it with blades. And that's the point. You need to use more options and bring bots in and going, I'm going to use this bot for this and this bot and dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. That's the idea. I've tried because you said it. I saved them. There you go. There you go. How many have you got? Let me know in the chat. How many prime cores have you got? And you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is, I have literally got 5. So when they come out, I will literally have 5, all the new 5 prime cores. And again, I've literally been saving my cores and stuff. So again, I knew there'd be new cores coming out eventually. There always is. But I've been saving on my cores, you can see there, so that's food. 101 gold cores, that should do it. I mean, they're not all thingy defense ones, probably a third of them would be defense ones, but I'm sure there's, yeah, look, gold building cores, and I've been, you know, saving cores anyway. I've got loads of cores here as well. Where's my cores? Where do I find my cores out? Oh, no, there you go. So let's just pretend we're upgrading that, and then you can see there all my G metals, all there, all my golds, plenty of golds, and then a shed load of silver. I've got loads, honestly, saved up with stashing them. Cool. But don't forget, if you have got 30k, don't think to yourself, oh, I can go and spend 5k. Save that 5k. I think that they brought 5 out. There is 12. They'll probably bring 5 out to begin with. Then they'll probably bring out another 3 or something, 3 or 4, then another 3 or 4. So you only need 15k for the next ones. So make sure you've got that. Save them now. You know, spend the 25, get them, start saving them again. Listen, once you've got enough for all 12, then yeah, do what you want to do. It's up to you. That's what I'll be doing, buying some whatever from food for them. But I'm going to be saving them until I've got enough for all 12. Once I've got all 12, I'll be happy. Cool. Christian Jones has got enough for 4. Good. Lancaster can get 3. Silverbot's got them all. Same with all spot filled. Nice, but I'm glad. Volcanica 64 is my only flex. That's still an impressive flex. You could literally get them all, pretty much. Could you? Yeah, 60k, yeah. You got 4k to spare, bud. Actually, we've also got 17.5 right now. For the next Prime Core event, you'll get extra 5,000, so you'll be 2,500 sharp. You should get 4. That's pretty good. But yeah, grind times. But this is going to... Because obviously grind times been fighting a lot for combine time being extended. This is going to cause us to need to scout bases more, which means they need to take the time limit off combiners. Yeah, I don't think they should need a time limit. I think you should have a certain amount of battles. Personally, I think you should activate and you get 10 battles. That's what I think, rather than a time. But it should be increased, but hey. Yeah, Lord of Idiots should yeah, start a deployment and stop when it's dead. Yeah, I kind of think it's like a cooldown, isn't it, really? It carries on when the game's closing, so yeah. Yeah, I've tried, got 22k, good. Cool. But other things that sort of covered in the sort of chat. So I did ask in the chat, there'll be some extra time, extra ability points. So they said there won't be an extra time. So if you're struggling right now to get through bases and close to being timing out, then you are going to struggle at HU18. You are going to time out. So consider now increasing some DPS in your team, where that's going to one healer, where it's getting better combats, but you are going to time out, especially on time traps. And against the increased, you know, HP of buildings. So keep that in mind. But they are maybe increasing ability points, but I can't imagine increasing by much. There was a massive increase for HQ17, and it kind of probably ruined the game a bit, made it too easy. So I can't imagine them increasing it too much. But they did say as well, and I've said this previously, that walls weren't increased as much as they wanted to, because they felt like people were using them to really slow people down, people timing out. So the debate is, will they really increase them for HU18 to what they projected, or will they keep it on the low side? I don't know for now. We'll have to wait and see. But in testing, we did try some double health walls, and bots just walked through them still. So they didn't do much. But I didn't test many numbers. We just said this is not very good, really. But yeah. They also talked about reducing the XP required per level. So I thought it actually increased XP per zone. That's what I thought they would do. But apparently not. So what they sort of said was that the XP required to get to 65 will be 48 mil, be reduced. But what we'll probably see is it'll be 48 mil or thereabouts to get to 66 and 67. So you're probably talking maybe 80 mil, 90 mil to get to 67, which is not that much really, 90 mil. I think I've got enough Zen to get 2 bots to 67 the day HQ18 drops pretty much. So I'm pretty pleased about that. But yeah, they're still going to reduce that. But it's the big one is, you know, getting bots from 51 to 60. You know, it's not too bad the lower levels, but once you get up to, you know, the likes of 59, where it's 18 mil XP, you know, it can get quite a lot, really. You know, even 54 is not too bad. We see 4 mil, but once it gets set to like 12 mil and things like that, it gets a bit much, really. I'm trying to find some bots around level 57, but I don't think I've got many. 62, no, let's see. 61. There we go. So again, 11 mil. So 11 mil to 18 mil is a huge jump. So they're going to look at getting bots faster from 51 to 60. So that's pretty cool. And that's why I've kept all my skips as well. So I can skip them, because if I can get bots from 51 to 60 faster, it means that a $40 bundle will get them past 61 this time and get them further up. So that's why I've saved my skips. And that's why I've been saying to people, listen, don't level your bots yet. I know I've leveled a few, but not many. But wait until they do this, increase the XP, or whatever it is, and then go level your bots. You're getting more value for your buck. So again, there's never been a better time to level bots now, because they're going to make it a lot easier. So keep that in mind. They also talked about medals, and Yanis sort of said that in an ideal world, he would love for, you know, there'd be like a seasonal medal thing where some of the most medals, or you get so many battles counted in, and maybe some, I don't know, he's just sort of talking about medals and stuff. I said he'd like to do something with it. Maybe we'll see that this year at some point. I think we will at some point. But he did say that, you know, he would like to do something like that when he has the time, but maybe not, because they're pretty much broken, really. I think he actually even used that word, broken. I know all of you use that word a lot, but I think he did say it was medals were broken. Pretty much needs something. But yeah, like I said earlier, he did say there's gonna be no new defenses, so nothing that we haven't seen before. But he did say they might be open some more defenses. I'm gonna straight away. I'm gonna say we need more mines. Straight away, I would like to see another outpost as well, personally, for HQ18. I really would. One outpost and 2 more mines, and I don't think that's crazy. You know, just for HQ18 release. You know, that's what I'd like to see personally. But you know, nothing too overpowered. Like an outpost, not gonna make a huge difference. And you know, I don't think 2 mines make a huge difference really. Just help sort of defend against sack. You know, this sort of base here, sort of set this base up, but people are using cups to go around the side, so maybe I could use, you know, a couple of mines on the side or a couple out front maybe, and make sure no one can get off the landing pad and rush off it without hitting an MSN. So, you know, I'd like 2 more mines personally. What would you like to see? You could pick, you know, again we've got to think we don't want to cluster the map too much, so that's why I'm thinking mines. They're quite small, and just 1 outpost, and you can put that floating, and you can't rush to it, so that's a good defense to have if you're going to put anything in there. So let me know in the chat what you would like to see brought to HQ18. We could bring a few defenses or something to the game. What else? I think that is pretty much everything. I mean, there's a lot to go through there, let's be honest. A lot to go through. Let's have a look at the chat, see what everyone's been saying. Yeah, Grant says, for every legitimate player, I think should be a number of uses instead of a time limit for combiners. Yeah, I think it should be, yeah. TFW Dude's got 23k Prime Core shards. You're welcome, bud. You are welcome. I'm glad that it's keeping you ahead of the curve. MD Prime, 66 people. Should be at least 66 likes. Yeah, if you are watching, guys, leave a like on the video. Don't forget. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. And on stream, you've got another 15 minutes. Hit the subscribe button. And if you hit that, then, yeah, you get a little notification going, thanks for subscribing. I just saw it earlier. So, yeah. Did Grind Time saying giveaway? Maybe. What's the best value 5-star combat bundle to go for? Whatever combat you want. Do you mean as in the 5-star batch, or do you mean just a bundle? I don't know. If it's a bundle, then it depends. Just whatever bot you like. Or 5-star batches. I mean, go and check out my 5-star bundle, 5-star bots rated video with text. It hasn't got a few of the new ones in yet, but the new ones are pretty good to be fair. they have upped their game a bit recently. So yeah. Penny Lancaster, how do you have enough Zen built up? Was it? Is it capped at 3 mil? It is capped at 3 mil, but what you can do is you can buy XP with it. 1 million XPs. So I've been buying loads of them because I don't really need Zen that much. Because I'm quite good with Spark and stuff. I'm not upgrading silly bots like Grind Time. But then inventory, I've literally got. So where's my XP? You see there, I've got 93 million XP there, and I've got the obviously the 500k ones that you get. I've got 92 of them. I've not used hardly any XP. I think I've used the odd one where like an event's finished and the bot's been a bit short or something, and run out of coins, something, and like, hell, I'll just use one of them or two, but not many. I've used an Energon Alloy in that, but never my XP really. So I've got all that saved up. So I've got like what 46 mil there, plus 93s. There's 100. Yeah, that's pretty much 140 mil. Then a couple of mil there, a couple of mil there, a few mil there. So yeah, about 150, 60 mil. Yeah. MIA Phyllis put a map expansion. Yeah, I do think it needs that. But it means obviously that everything will be smaller. But I do think it needs that. A bit of a Clash of Clans vibe, I think. Yeah, a bit of a map expansion. Make everything smaller, increase more defenses, increase timers and everything else. Maybe balance it. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Alf Transport Lotto create a new league. Well, not a new league. We'll still have Prime League. But they're going to create a new zone. So we'll be a zone 16. They will bring that out. That will be a new thing, yeah. Matt Paul got about 12k. CNA might increase the max of combiners with 3 to 6 million combiners sparking over 4 months per combiner max. Yeah, well that's what we're gonna talk about next. Is before we shoot off is about combiners. Matt Paul, Grind Time must be the happiest player in here. He's gonna have 40 new 5-stars level again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. So talking about combiners, I mean, someone made a really good point, but you know, but I know they are addressing it. They have said they are going to be reducing the time on combiners, you know, to be less, because it is a bit silly at the minute. You know, the amount of time that it takes for combiners to upgrade and the cost. I mean, 600k. I don't think that's unreasonable. I'll be honest with you. I think they need to increase the amount of combiner spark you get in some way. But I don't think 600k is unreasonable in that sense. Why do they keep flicking to that and going above them like that? It's a bit weird, isn't it? The camera. Look, it's a bit strange. But hey. I don't think 600k is unreasonable. I think the time is unreasonable. 7 days per upgrade. I mean, 7 days. I mean, come on. It wouldn't be too bad if like a level 25 was like 14 days. It was like 14 days and then 12 days and then 10, and then all the levels were like 3 days. I kind of get that. I think getting a bot to 20 should be pretty quick. A bit like when you're leveling your bots, you know, up to 20 should be pretty quick, and then 20 to 25, it should take you a week maybe, you know, because then you're like, oh, I've got to do without this combiner for a week though, I'm going to upgrade it, and that should be a sort of point, but not when you're just trying to get it up to a decent level. So, you know, I'm going to update this guy in now. There we go. 7 days, you know, for level 9 is silly. You should be able to get to level 16 and 20 quickly, you know, within a matter of weeks. It really should. But they have said they are going to address it, so I'm not too concerned with that. I'm quite happy with that. But again, people have said in the chat, you know, but it's not fair that at level 25, you know, Magna Boss could be better than a level 25, you know, Omega Supreme. And I kind of understand that, because you've got, you know, 715 damage for level 20, 61,000 health, and you got Omega Supreme. It's quite a big jump, but 80,000, 825, and I can imagine Magna Boss getting close to that. I really can, you know, 80k and 825. You know, it's only 18k off and pretty much 100 damage, so I can see him getting close to that. But the big difference, and yeah, it is only 3 bots, and you had to get parts for Omega and things like that. But what you can't do, guys, is you can't look back and go, well, it's not fair that these combiners are going to be good now because I spent this years ago. If that was the case, then no one in the game would have 5 stars now, because all the top guys, well, it took me 9 months to get a 5-star. So it's not fair that other guys can get one in 3 months now with the Cyber Pass and with events. let's make them take a year because it took me a year years ago. We can't look back and say that's not fair. But you've got to think, like, you've had that 5-star Omega for the last, what, year, 2 years? And think about how much value you've got off that. Yeah, you did spend to get it, and yeah, you did spend to use it. But think of the value you got off that. You got so much value off it, whether it was Zen farming and wars and the rewards you got from that, you know, which will help you for HQ 18 as well. So, loads of, you know, rewards that you got from that. But you still got the 5-star ability. That's the big difference for me, and that should be the difference point. That all these abilities look great, but you can't use them as much because you haven't got a 5-star ability. And let's be honest, Omega's 5-star ability is absolutely immense. But you know what? One day, this guy will get a 5-star ability, and maybe he will be better than Omega. But you know why? Because new content should always be better than older content. Now, will this guy, we talked about it earlier, will this guy have the same abilities as Omega? If this guy gets the same 5-star ability as Omega, I'd be livid. I'd be like, why are we doing that? Again, it's lazy programming. Give him something different. What you want to be doing is, you want to be looking at a base and going, which combiner would suit this? Right, okay. Yeah, I need some healing, so yeah, Magna Boss would be good. Right, okay, what's this base? Oh, this base. Well, there's a lot of damage on this base, so maybe I could do with a shield on my bot, so I'm going to take Defensor. Again, you should be able to look at a base and go, I need X combiner for this reason. Every combiner should be suited to a base better. So I'm fine with level 25 upgrade. I'm not fine with the time it takes, but I am fine with the upgrade. And I'm looking forward to upgrading this guy. My priority will be Magna Boss because he's level 19. So I'm going to get, hopefully I'm going to get Skyrain up to about level 16 or 17 where I can use him maybe. I might even level this guy right the way, but my priority is definitely Skyrain and Magna Boss for attack. You know, I mean, you've got Computron on defense, but the big one for me is the hack. His HP is secondary for that. My priority is the hack. So if he stays in the outpost, that's fine. Gives him time to level the other ones for attack rather than defense. Because I don't use Computron on attack that much. I use Computron on defense. But I always say as well, guys, said it multiple times again, always prioritize attack over defense. And defense is important, but you've got to think that how many times you get picked in a war? Twice a month? 3 times if you're really lucky. So, but how many times do you use your bots on attack? Every single war, every single day, if you take part, obviously. So you got to think that defense, the benefit you get from that is a lot less than attack. So always prioritize attack, guys. And I've said, listen, if you're in a war and one team all prioritize attack, another team all prioritize defense, because of the way the balance is, the team that prioritize attack will all win. Because they'll 300 the base and every single person will me. In obviously an ideal world. They'll get 12k. The first 12k. Those that prioritize defense are going to drop points on attack. They will. And they're going to struggle. So always prioritize attack. Always, always, always. And yeah, I would prioritize in Magna Boss and Skyrain. No doubt about it. What else? I'll look at the chat a minute. Scroll back a minute. Yeah, just at least put he's got 2.5k shard, but he still needs his prime cores. I'll go get the prime cores first. Again, prioritize attack over defense. Go and get them prime cores. Definitely. TFEW dudes put more spider mines. Oh, they're a killer though. Killer. In Lancaster, people have died while waiting on things to finish upgrading. I like that quote. I'm gonna steal that quote one day. I like that. Matt Paul, let me thank you in advance, GT, for keeping the game funded for the next 6 months. You're welcome. Oh dear. See you later, Alpha Tryon. Yeah, make sure you join Engineer History and go and check that out, guys. Does this mean Omega Supreme will still be able to go to level 25? I think so, yeah. Yeah, you just won't get the 5-star upgrade. But yeah. Just at least Magna's already level 20. Cool. I looked at all mine at 19, waiting for 5-star combined. It looks like the 25 will come out first. But yeah. Tell us, Tano, out of all the Technobots, who's the best in your opinion? Ooh. Oh God. Do you know what? That's like saying, who would you rather kiss, your sister or your mum? It's like, Strafe, probably, but I'm not a big fan at all. They're pretty awful bots, really. I mean, a lot of people like Afterbreaker, but I'm not a fan of Afterbreaker. I think it's a bit broken. But Afterbreaker's good. Lightspeed's awful. Scattershot is awful. Nose Cone, well, hey, say no more. Yeah, probably Strafe, I'd say. Strafe or Afterbreaker. They're good ones. If you pull them, they're good. They're good. Will they buff combiners? Yeah, they are going to buff combiners as well. They are going to buff some of the older ones. So you're looking at, I think they said Optimus Maximus, obviously. I think they said Victorian. I don't think Superion will. He got a buff recently. He got a buff. He was the last combiner to be buffed. So I don't think he'll be buffed. Victorion will, and Volcanicus, I believe. They're the bots that are, they're the combiners that get a buff as well. So yeah. Can't tell I do accept donations on my stream, by the way, to help me fund the game. I just don't fund the game as much. They did say Omega will just eventually have an extra ability. No, I don't think they said that Omega. What they're saying is that Omega's got an extra ability. That's why is that. And then when 5-star combiners come out, they'll already be 25, and they'll just become a 5-star. So you'll get an extra ability. That's all it'll be. Yeah. Dreas, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Tail end, just about, but yeah. Will a buff Optimus Maximus fan be useful? Well, I don't know. Obviously, it's hard to say right now, let's be honest, because I've got no idea what they're going to do to him. I'm hoping so. I imagine the testers won't obviously let the combiners be awful, and I'm sure that there'll be one combiner that will stand out and one combiner that won't quite fit the bill, maybe still. But obviously, we're looking at after-death abilities, maybe. If we don't get that, it might just be increasing damage and health, and I don't know. But obviously the testers will put a lot of effort into it, I presume. So yeah. But yeah, looking forward to the combiner buff. But yeah, that's my plan. So, what's my plan for HQ 18? So, I mean, I've got my skips. I mean, I might have one more building skip maybe. So how many skips have I got? I've got 8 building skips. So here's the sort of the thought process. So obviously one for the HQ, one gone. That is done. That is a guarantee. That is getting done. No question about it. That is getting done. Harvesters, don't bother. So you're gonna need your storages upgrading. Maybe at least 2 of each. But so if you upgrade your storages and they increase, then when you do your buildings, you've got to wait. But then when you get attacked, those buildings will do 0 damage. They'll still work in wars, but they won't work on PvP and stuff like that because they'll be upgrading. So I'm not too bothered, not too happy though. But I don't know, I'm a bit in between with that. Whereas if you use your, if you just leave your storages and leave them and let them upgrade, and then when it comes to your defensive, you upgrade them, you can skip them instead. So it depends which way you want to do it. But if you do it that way, and you're leaving your storages to upgrade naturally over 18 days, then it's 18 days before you can upgrade your bots as well or something, because you got the extra energon. So if anything does come out where you need energon in excess of 10 mil, then you can't do any upgrades. So it all depends on what bot upgrades come out. If there's no bot upgrades, then I think I'll just do my alloy storages. And you've seen a lot of the pictures where, you know, look at defenses. Looking back a minute, we go back. So a lot of them only take like 4 million energon. So I don't think we will need to upgrade the energon because a lot of them are just defenses. So 15 mil there for the outpost, but we're not doing outposts. You know, 6 mil for the autocannon. So a lot of the upgrades, you don't need the upgrade in energon. So I'm thinking I might upgrade my alloy storages, skip them, do a few defenses, and skip them, then do a few more defenses. That's my plan. But it all depends on what they reveal. If anything needs energon, if anything needs energon, it just seems like they've not really thought about this really that well. You know, if we could upgrade outposts, then energon's getting done early, would it? Maybe not. Yeah. Penn Lancaster put what? 18 days? Well, that was HQ that was you know what HQ17 was pretty much. Was it 16 days? But I can imagine reducing that hopefully. But it is going to be a while. It is going to be like 2 weeks, you know, something like that. It is going to be like 12 days, 14 days. So you got to think like it's worth skipping. It really is. Yeah. Sean McKean, I'm doing ore harvester. See, I'm not. I don't see the point in doing ore harvester personally, because Penny Lancaster's gonna love this. When you've got 46,000 Shaniks and you can get 50 for 500, so I can get 1,000 for 1,000. So I can get 46,000 or 13 with that. Because again, I've been saving my Shaniks. I don't need them. If you don't need it, save it. So I definitely will be doing my ore harvest. That'll be one of the last things that I do probably, or at least up there. One of the last things. But definitely alloy storages. And maybe 3 defenses. And what defenses? So it all depends on when the prime cores come out. If the prime cores come out on HQ18 release, then maybe cannons first, because mortars do well. Mortars are going to do good damage anyway. MDS obviously works well and all that. Maybe launchers even. Yeah, it might be actually the launchers actually. And you've got to think to yourself, why has Wozza chose launchers? But he's not saying why. Just have a think about that, guys. But yeah, I might do launchers. Yeah. Yeah, I might do the 3 alloy storages, 3 launchers, skip the lot, and then upgrade some cannons. If the MSM... But actually, see, if they bring out some new MSM mines, you're going to need 2 for that. You're going to need 2 build bots just for that. In fact, I might actually do 3 alloy storages, walls, the walls are instant upgrades. Walls, when I do my walls, I was just doing this bottom section. I won't be doing these top ones here, they're just for pathing. But I might do these walls here. So, alloy storages, walls, 3 defenses, skip. And then upgrade my mines. That sounds good. That sounds like a plan. That I think what I'm going to do. Upgrade my alloy storages, skip them. HQ first, skip that. Alloy storages, skip that. Walls, upgrade them because they're instant. Use all my inventory on walls. It's going to take a lot. It's something stupid like 7 mil per wall piece. I can't remember what it was for HQ 17, but it's something stupid, remember. And then upgrade 3 defenses, 3 launchers, skip them, and then do mines. Just put 2 mines, and then maybe energy on storages. I think that's it, yeah. Hazers, but I have 28,700 Shannon. Is it worth saving to 50,000 for OS grapple? Oh, or makes a ping grapple, or buying the bundle for $100. I'd say saving. Yeah. I'd say save the Shannon. It's free. It saves your house for $100, and you can buy a bundle with $100, and then you can upgrade it. You can upgrade some bots for $100. I wouldn't say the grapple is worth $100. I really wouldn't. So yeah, I would save money. Wait for Shaniks, upgrade your other combiners in the meantime, and spend that $100 on something better. You haven't got a starter bundle yet? Go and buy the starter bundle. Really good. Go and buy the Cyber Pass every month for 10 months. There's a lot better ways to spend $100. Yeah, definitely. Jason Roller, I just want to see the Mortars to finally get an acid core like in raids. Maybe. But you kind of got that though, haven't you, with the incendiary cores that just fire over time. It's obviously a different visual, but you know, still the same. And MIA Phillips put it's 9 mil for walls, so there you go, 9 mil per wall. So when you look at that, oof, I haven't got a lot. I've got enough for. It was 9 mil per wall, and I've got 400. I've got enough for 50 walls there. 50 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. I might actually be able to upgrade most of walls on release day. So, maybe. Dojat Surf being distracted and quiet, but I just got a hot date. It's fine, bud. You look after yourself. Well, Lancaster put there's much better combiners at 4-star than Omega. Yeah, 4-star. Yeah, the 5-star and the levels what makes it different, but then the 5-star part makes a big difference. But I agree that there's better 4-star combiners. I think Magnaboss and Skyrain are better as 4-stars. So yeah, you might as well focus on them rather than trying to pay for a 5-star part. I agree. Yeah. Cool. Just Elite says just stream, says he's gonna stream tomorrow. I work Friday night. It depends what time it is, but I do work Fridays and Saturdays. So yeah. Yeah, but Jason Rowley, I won't spend it all. I'll save some, just in case I don't have enough to do my defense upgrades. Like I said earlier, don't spend it all on walls. So I might just upgrade the bottom section and then save the rest in case I need some desperate alloy to do some upgrades rather than waiting and having to do loads of battles to get it. But that is the plan. Well, there you go, guys. That is pretty much everything there is at HQ18. Even more than what the ape said. Literally broke it all down. Give you loads of good advice. So take it on board, guys. Spread the word as well when people are in chats and saying like, yo, I'm going to do this when HQ18. Go like, whoa, listen. Just think about it carefully a minute. Think about it cautiously. You make the wrong decision, you could be weeks behind. Well, at least 18 days behind, couldn't you? So, yeah, looking forward to HQ18 though, especially those prime cores on defense. Really looking forward to them. But yeah, something refreshing to the game, something else to do. Level some bots. Again, I still think there's some things should have been better and made a bit bigger maybe, but I understand why they're doing it in parts because they don't want to annoy the player base. But yeah, more to come. Like I said, cannot wait. Look out for next week's stream. I'm sure there'll be more in the newsletter and more revealed. I'm going to literally pester Dale now for some more info for next week's stream. But don't forget, I also stream on Mondays, guys. So come and join me Monday for a gameplay stream. I'll be competing in wars and doing a bit of Zen farming and Titan Assault and looking at whatever you guys want to see. If you want to see a certain bot in use, then hit me up. I've got a test server there. So, and don't forget, if you are a member, you can literally request to see something content wise. So if you are a member, go in a members chat and just say, hey Wozza, can you show this in stream? Can you talk about this in stream? This is a good subject. I think it'd be good for the stream, and yeah, I will try my best to do it. So don't forget, Hayes, if you hit me up on Discord afterwards, I will add you to the members chat in my Discord. Again, it's just get a little sneak peek of info and little things here and there. And don't forget, you get some cool emojis in the chat to spam. So yeah, cool. But yeah, thanks to everyone for joining. Don't forget to hit a like on the video before you leave, and don't forget, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button to never miss another stream, never miss another video. But thanks to everyone for tuning in. I hope that everyone sort of learnt a bit about HQ18 today and is looking forward to HQ18 and knows what they're going to be doing without it and is stress free. And more info to come, guys. Tune in Monday, tune in Thursday. See you then, and as always, guys, peace out.